Boom, baby. As you notice, my voice is crusty because I talked so much yesterday. If you weren't on the webinar last night, that's too bad. Go to the channel. You got to watch it. It was a big, big day, a huge day. Did you get kicked out by accident, Red?
Just bring me back in. Thanks.
Okay. Anyway, this is a special edition of 360. Obviously, it's not Wednesday. With the wild, crazy, unbelievable breaking news that we heard last night, we had to do a show. It's that simple. It's talking about stacking the cool, talking about answering questions, and talking about the big deal of all. It was defined last night in 2020 vision and better. If you're in it, you win it. I'm going to turn it over to Red. He's going to go through everything, and then we're going to discuss back and forth and let you enjoy your Sunday. But I tell you what, much more than I could have dreamt of or hoped for. No doubt about it. Here's Red.
Thank you very much, Marty. Hi, Chris. How you doing? And yes, we all look a little bit tired, but boy, was it worth being on it for last night. For anybody who is on this watching or wanting the recap, I highly advise that you go over to any of the channels that you're on right now, and the recording of last night's webinar will be on this channel, whichever one you're on. Go and have a listen to it, guys. It's probably, for me, one of the most powerful webinars that we've been on. Why? Because it certainly clarifies absolutely everything that we need to know for this next stage. This is what we're here to do for this special edition 360. We're going to recap last night. We're going to talk about it in our own words of what we think, what we feel, and how it went. How long this is going to take, I have no idea. We'll see how we go, but without further ado, let's get started. So Ash came on. Boy, was he excited. Why? Because he knows, in his own words, that we are going to be going commercial with Connect imminently. Those were his exact words. He came on and he thanked everyone for joining him very late on Saturday night last night. He said, "My name is Ash Mufareh, and I believe I was born to change the world, starting with it right here. I do believe this very night will be a new beginning for the rest of your lives. I do believe that we are about to witness is going to put a smile on your face, all of you, and it's certainly put massive one on mine, that's for sure. A permanent one. It's like an unlimited refill of Botox in the best smile you could ever have," he said. "What better than that? I wish I could have one as well." He was smiling, so he has obviously got one himself. He says, "Obviously, it's no secret. We are just about to roll out some paid products. I'm going to be clear and don't want to hold me word for word, but he is going to leave it up to us to take from this webinar what he was saying." He said, "We are going to roll out with OConnect first, and that's about to go live imminently." He said, "Not a maybe, okay, but it is a high percentage in the upper high 90s. This could be as soon as this coming week." Okay, again, not 100%, but those were his words. He said, "Then a week or two later, we're going to roll out with OTracker, and then a couple of weeks or a week after that, we've got ODesk, and then from there on in, you won't even be notified. It will just happen in your back office." I'm telling you from the kitchen, our people are still there in the offices at 8 a.m. in Hyderabad. They have been there all over the weekend. They are doing it for us. "We are there for a reason, working so hard for you," he said, "from all locations, Egypt, Dubai, and all other locations." And he said that anything we can do to help, we do it. We want to make sure that you know, in the presence way, we could go about doing what we are doing, but it is our choice. We are not being pressured into things. We certainly want things to be done in the right way. They said we are no longer tied by what people want. We are stabilizing the ecosystem, he said, and we mention this because there is some tech people here on the panel tonight. OnPassive will be the school for many IT companies to come to show them how we have done it. Failure is not an option, and just like NASA, we have no choice. It's like you cannot discuss this. When we say it's a done deal, it really is a done deal. Here is the thing, he said. We are offering the first package. This is of OConnect, and that is going to be for 10,000 attendees, okay, per user. We at the moment have crossed that line, and we are now going all the way up to 40,000, and we've crossed that one as well. What we are doing now is we are expanding that from the 40,000 platform all the way up to that big number that he talked about, stabilizing it at 100,000 participants. No other platform, let alone the 100,000, can cope with 40,000. We've had our own experiences, haven't we, of the other webinar platform that we use being extremely glitchy at 20,000. 40,000 is double that already. 10K, he said, is a tenth of the percent of 100K capacity, which the platform will perform to, and we are building the tech exactly for that. We are stabilizing the Super S. You get to set it up, stabilize, scale, and soar. The Super S's. We are confident in what we have now. There are additions, but we don't have to do it all at once. Additions like the logistics when it comes to paying and the processing, this is all been looked at and will be refined. We have enough to begin with because we feel it's time, and we want to remind you that OnPassive has no pressure or obligations to do any at the pace that other people's want. We want to do it in the pace that we wanted to happen in. There was nothing that could add more than people working 7 days a week in every country, working literally round the clock. No extra effort could be done. We have given it all, our all. This is our maximum potential, and we are happy and delighted, and so very, very proud of what we have achieved. We're going to go live, and you are going to see things go live without pre-notice. We are going to have the luxury of this lengthy presentation. We haven't got the luxury, sorry, of this lengthy presentation process that we've been preparing for a long time. You will just see it in your back office. Things are going to go in an explosive fashion. We don't reach out for leaders. Okay, they become successful people. They are initiators, and the whole concept of OnPassive is not a recreation. It is to something in the fact of this initiation to the new era and a new paradigm shift where we thought things could be done. You guys are within that era. He went on to say that things don't go often according to plan. He said sometimes in business things succeed, things don't succeed, but the main importance is that you keep on going. We do often change direction, he says, and go back to square one. That's okay in business. It's unwise to be stubborn and be stuck on a specific strategy. Sometimes you have to change. We are stubborn on the philosophy, the vision, and the mission, but not on the details. We can tweak the details. We can change the direction and the strategy, and we do that all the time. We have changed that on so many occasions, but we feel a lot healthier for doing it. So here we are now. What's going to happen? Not in the history of any sector, and you can prove me wrong, he said, but this pay structure, which we're going to tell you about there today, has never happened before. Finally, I was able to twist the arms and convince our legal and financial departments, and it was a battle, he said, for years to be able to give you this compensation plan. I had to give them something in return. So there is a caveat for that. So to do this in such a way, but also good for the business and the user. This has been a dialogue for a long time now, and in a brainstorming open sessions, we have reached the best possible scenario that are good for the user and for the company. You users will never have their life the same as it is now, not even in a 1,000 years. This is exactly what we are going to do. So before I go on to what is going to happen, let's go back to Marty and Chris. So let's just talk about what Ash was saying here about how the rollout's going to happen, how things are evolving, and let's get everybody up to speed with where exactly we are now with OConnect in your view and how close we are. Marty, you take it away first. Oh, Chris, actually, because he is on the phone.
Yeah, I was looking at him, and he ain't talking to me. Well, Red, thank you very much. That was awesome as normal. I'm very excited. Like I said, I slept wonderful last night because I know, I believe, I know what's coming on our way. But when I wake up, I got such a big smile on my face of what was said last night. It was untouchable. It was honest, and like Red said, we had about 18 or 19 YouTube channels. Go pick one and watch it. Watch it a couple times, and also like and subscribe to all these channels because that's where a lot of the information we boast out on. But right now, OConnect is looking soaring, as he said. I think he looked very energetic, even though I know he's tired, and he was laughing and smiling. But anyone that had any, doubts or I got a lot of questions this morning. The notes are now in the back office. Thank you, Daryl, Janet, and Peter. Go read those notes and watch it because it's worth the watch and it's exciting. Marty, back to you, Marty.
Wow, where do I go? Yeah, it was a wild thing. It was overwhelming, actually. Yeah, for all of us. If you really wrap your head around what we're in, especially for us that have been here a while, what we started with and where we wound up. I'm so glad that we never launched that first phase. I'm so glad that we took the time and Ash moved on to what he really wanted in the long run. And it couldn't have unfolded in any better way. It's just no way. No matter how bad it was, and it wasn't bad for us, no matter how bad it was for Ash, because he kept going, even if doors were slammed in his face, the new ones seemed to be bigger and better than the one that closed. And that is amazing. And it's all a plus for us. What I'm really happy about also, nothing more than something else, but what drew attention was how he's focusing on the dedicated individuals that may not have a team. We talked about it, you're in it, you win it. Listen, from the very beginning, I'm in on passive because I wanted to bring people with me. I myself, Mike and Dan did not have a problem building teams. Did not. The problem was companies sucked. They didn't do what they wanted. And worst case of all, you feel like you're not telling people the truth. And you cannot bring people with you. Impossible. Passive said, and put a stamp on it last night, you're in, you win. And a lot of people interpreted, well, you gotta invite people, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. No, that's not what he said. And last night it was said again, very clear. 2020, sparkling, crystal clear. You're in. You do what it is you're supposed to do. You're not behind the scenes bad mouthing. You're not writing posts somewhere where you think nobody sees it. You did the right thing. You migrated. You support others. You throw a like here and there. That's why you're here. Ash built this company as much for you as he did someone that might have a big team. Thank God. And I remember a lot of people saying, "Well, what's it matter what my date stamp is, or when I joined?" Crystal clear last night. I heard people say to me, "Well, we're at the starting line. They're about to do the flag, and we're going to start our engines and we're going to go." And I heard people say, "Well, I'm going to wait and see who else starts their engine. Last night it was said, we have traffic. We have a pool of people. We have not just been sitting here twiddling our thumbs when it comes to marketing. Everywhere you see on passive.com, all over the AUE, all over Dubai, Egypt, all over online, all over Twitter, all over YouTube. When somebody clicks that and joins on passive.com, they're put into a pool and they're going to be placed under people who started that engine. Beautiful. That's the 1% that you need to do. Be engaged, turn the freaking key. Get that first product. You do it. It's it. That's it. And people will get, and it sounds like they have enough. I would believe, and personally from me, this is Marty DeGarmo speaking, it would be a big goal for the company to, in those 3 months, to make it so as a high majority as possible never pay them one time out of their pocket. And that would be beautiful. And because of the date stamp and because there's no in it to win it 100%, you're in, you migrated, you put your names in, you're supportive, you didn't backlash, you didn't make trouble for somebody else or punk somebody else or whatever. You're in, you win, you buy, you're going to get traffic that is already there. And these people are going to start buying, whether they buy Monday, Tuesday, or next Wednesday. They're going to buy. The company was set up to where you don't have to sell. All you have to do, if you want to, is show people where the door is. I've never been in a company like that in my life. I've been in companies where you have to double sell. You have to sell the product, and you have to prove it's better than its competing product from another company. 2 sells. Half the time, how the freak do you prove it? It's your opinion against theirs. Here's the door. We're going to give you these 3 things free, and all the other stuff you can get a free trial. You don't like it? Leave. I don't have to talk you into it. Red doesn't have to talk you into it. Chris doesn't have to talk you into it. I hated that. I hated somebody trying to convince me of something. Nobody's an idiot. People know how to make their own decision. If you've used any of the platforms out there, video conference platforms, come compare. You do it. If a company has to tell you they're better, why? What are you, complete baboon? You can't go in there and figure it out for yourself? Go in, go to the panel, play with it, invite your friends and family in to use it. It's over. What is there to sell? What do people look for? Customers, consumers. We're all consumers. All of us. You look for the best deal, best value, above market value, better than better, technology out the wazoo. Not sure what a wazoo is, but I heard it's really good to be out the wazoo. But really think about it. Get in, look at it for yourself. Look, they don't need to talk you into anything. That's the beauty of it. They have to say, ours is 5% better than theirs. No, it's not even on the same scale. Nothing in Unpassive you can do a comparison to something that has the same name or somewhat like it. It's not even on the same scale. And the beauty of it, the main thing for me also, one of the top, Unpassive created its own game. It's created its own game and let everybody be a superstar in that game. You're not competing with anybody else. If you're not a superstar and shining like a bright light in Unpassive, it's because you elected not to. Not because somebody else pushed you around. Because Unpassive is big enough for you to run, soar, whatever you want to do. You can make a living, my opinion, off of everything I've ever heard anybody say, any passion you have, using the tools of Unpassive. And by the way, we heard last night, there's a product or products that'll be in such high demand, people will be waiting months to get it. I don't know about you. I'm pretty stoked at what I can see. I can't imagine what's coming that I can't see. Enough's enough. Last night I realized I should have had 2 pairs of pants on. I had Dawn call 911 because I didn't think I was going to make it till the end of the show. But it was a beauty, no doubt. Many people had great questions, but it was so godsmacked to everybody. I always wanted to use that word. That there really wasn't a lot of questions. I mean, it was like, it was clear. This is what we're doing. This is what I've been working towards. This is what Ash has been battling to get people to accept, because as a businessman, he's completely crazy. Any company in the planet, if they had a CEO walk in and say, I want to give the consumers exactly what they want. I want to make sure we build it from scratch. I want it to be the best of the best. And I want to share the wealth. Oh, and by the way, tell me how much it costs. That doesn't happen on planet Earth, okay? It does not happen on planet Earth. But he's smart enough to know if you give people what they want and some Oprah, you don't have to sell anything. So that's a little bit that I have to say now, and Red or anybody could say whatever to add to it. That'd be great.
Yeah, as you can tell, Marty's pretty exciting. He's done the whole recap in one go. I thought we were doing it in stages, but that's absolutely fine. So just to recap this first bit, guys, so that you can take and let it sink in. This very first part, our CEO said that it is going to be imminently a high percentage, maybe up to 90%, that it will be this week. And then subsequently, following OConnect launch as a paid product, we are going to have OTracker, Odesk, and then the rest of the paid products are going to follow on from that. So let's move on then to what else he said. He came on afterwards. He said that part, he said, I challenge and guarantee that you're about to win this is unseen, and this has never been done before in any sector. OConnect is the very first product that we will be the superior, the supreme and dominant product in the video conferencing market permanently. This is not just going to be a one-off. This is something where we are going to strive to be the best, because what we have lined up will keep us light years ahead of the game permanently. Like it or hate it, I am telling you that people will come and people will use us because of what we are offering and the value that we are giving. We took longer because we want to be ahead and superior, not in a competitive way, he said, but to really give the best possible value. Here is something that is going to be historic. It's been done, and OConnect, the minute you see it in the marketplace, and you can fund it and pay your subscription. And he went on to break down exactly how that's going to work for a founder first, guys. So we're going to talk about what it's going to do for a founder. Now, there's no secret that it's going to cost a founder $143 US. This is for a 3-month contract to be able to use OConnect with all of the features up to that 10,000 people that he's been talking about. $143. Okay, we know as well, okay, that we are getting 25% commissional rates on there, but he came out with something even better. He said, once you have activated your account by purchasing OConnect for that 3-month period as a founder, your very first sale, 100% of your first sale goes back into your wallet. They're not taking any fees. They're not taking any charges. 100%. So one sale, guys, you have covered your fee for OConnect. The second sale, okay, you revert back to the 25%, and so on and so on and so on. 25%, 25% on every single sale. And you have a whole 3 months to do that, to get that one sale. But this is also what else is going to happen. The moment you activate your account with the purchase of OverConnect as a founder for $143, you will also activate the traffic from the pool that the company has already been advertising far and wide. And this will go on a time and date stamp. So first through the door in July of 2018, the moment that person activates their account, they will have at least one, he said, placed into their organization. Now, is that one going to then go on and buy OConnect? We don't know, but there's a high chance they will. And there's also a high chance that they will buy another product and service of OnPassive. That is the company doing what they said they were going to do. This is why your time and date stamp is so important. But if you do not activate your account, you will not get that traffic source from the pool of OnPassive. So let's just take that very first part there, go back to Chris and Marty, and let's just talk a little bit about the importance of that. Before I ask them this question, let's talk about normal affiliates that are not founders. People are saying, what's it going to cost them? Remember, we know that the 3 months, we have 1 month free. This is the same for the affiliates. They have 1 month free. We know that it costs $125 per month. So the total cost is $250 for a non-founder. We as founders, we get it cheaper. Why? Because he's giving us back our $97, remember, and also the 10. A normal affiliate who's not a founder, they have already also got a $10 credit in their wallet. So for them to activate their account and to get OConnect for that 3 month period, and that they do have to buy the first 3 months, by the way, as a package. After the 3 month, the company have already said they are going to reevaluate it. It might be higher, might be less, might be different packages, etc., etc. So you could be in a scenario where you activate your account as a founder for that 143. You get a affiliate drop into your account from the company. They purchase OnPassive, OConnect, sorry, for the 240. You get 100% of that back into your account because they are a normal affiliate. He has done absolutely everything to make sure that whether you've got a team or not, whether you have got new users lined up, you are going to win. So let's go over to Chris first. Chris, what do you make of all that?
Wow. You said earlier, emotional. I'm numb. I'm really numb because I always expect great things when Ash talks. I didn't expect that. And then I thought back from the last 3.5 years is all he's ever said is everyone's going to be able to afford it. His famous line is no one's going to be left behind. Knowing the fact, the biggest concern I get from people is, Chris, I don't got anybody. And I would always tell him, listen, he's got a plan. Ash Mufareh has always got a plan. And what he said last night should reassure all of you. Yep, some people built some pretty big teams in the last 5 years. Good for them. And then we had people that was just, they tried, they just couldn't get anybody. But they were there constantly with us. They were talking good, making posts. That's what I love about it. When Ash Mufareh said it's all done for you, he meant it. We could go out and do what we got to do, which I love that too. It's a double pump, man. It's a double pump. We can go out and market ourselves, or you can sit back and watch the company do it. I choose to do both, but I also am just excited that for the first time in my life, I got a company that I'm with that says, Chris, take a break. We got this. Marty DeGarmo, back to you.
Like Red said, I covered most. This is the first time I talked. Well, I'm gonna confess something. While they were talking, Dawn called me. She's not home. So I took my headset off, but I didn't know how far you guys got. So I wung it, but I wing it anyway, you know. Yeah, I think everybody came in on passive. I mean, the main reason, obviously, people wanted to make money and all that. And then some people didn't enjoy the journey in the beginning. They bucked the system, but they're bucking themselves because I don't know when, what are we going to do? What about if this happens? What about, and thank God, I mean, a lot of us were sitting there going, guys, how about if we cross that bridge when we come to it? You don't want to say, look, there's 500 bridges ahead, because you go, oh my God, 500? Cross the bridge, move on down the road. There's another bridge, we cross it. But last night when it was sealed and we're over that final bridge in this journey part of it, and you look back, he did everything he said he was going to do. And more. And actually more. I had a lot of private conversations with people, a lot with these guys here, a lot with Mike and Dan and other people that I talked to. And even when there was a vague area where we didn't know the exact thing to say, because the truth was around it every day, I felt okay about the part I did not know. And I wanted to convey, and we all did this, convey to people that it's okay. You may not know, but let's look at what we do know. The truth has been said, and the walk was walked every day. And yeah, we got the things that maybe it's a little cloudy. But many days there's cloudy days, but at the end, the sun comes out. It's a beautiful place. Things are cool. But last night, I think a lot of the parts that people were anxious over, it's human instinct. I mean, I'm human, just like everybody else. I was fortunate enough a while back, and I've learned this just from everybody has different experiences. My experience was never dwell on something you have no control over, because you get yourself wrapped up into it so much, you're missing what's happening now. And I know a lot of people started to do that, and I believe, especially on my live, I know Chris and Red, that was their part of our goal was keep people focused. Don't worry about what you don't know. No, we don't know everything. We didn't. We still don't. But let's go. There's one thing we all know if we just stop for a minute. We knew up to this point we were always told the truth. And I remember lulls in time. I know everybody needed their ass fixed. And I remember a few times, this is how bad it got, where we would get an ass fix on a Monday, and by Friday, people were acting like they haven't seen Ash in months. I'm going, guys, it's 4 days ago. What do you think's happening? Everything that he said is happening. Yeah, but what happened? Just calm down. And then if he went 9 days, the sky's fallen. I mean, it's over. But it was so funny. The longer the time, which was never long, looking back, it was funny. But I stayed focused on other things I could be doing with OnPassive that I didn't dwell on it that much. I only thought about when people would bring it up. But anytime there was a thing more than 7 whole days, when he did come back and we had a meeting or something, it was a bomb-dropping experience. It was always, that 10th day or 12th day when we have a webinar, you are smacked around. There's so much going on. You need 24 hours to absorb it. That never failed. That happened for going on 5 years. So people have a very short memory. It seems the sad thing is a lot of us remember the negative parts of things or the bad parts of things. But in general, no matter what we thought was bad, never really was. What we thought wasn't going to happen, it did. When we thought it wouldn't be good enough, it became better. That's unpassive. If we don't know that now, so I would think from here on out, the worries are gone. It's a done deal. Ash himself said, you know what? Yeah, we got the wheels rolling, but it is a monstrous train. He couldn't stop it himself. It's too big, it's too strong, and it's getting faster and faster and faster. And he's got a lot of people on there helping him run this train, including the little parts that we all play. And I mean, everybody plays a part, believe it or not. So I would suggest anybody, this is part of what happened last night. If you believe that you've migrated or you're pretty sure that you did, basically go look in your account, in your profile, make sure there's a founder tab or on your dashboard. If there's not, you are not a founder customer, you are a customer. And everything that was said last night, you're going to see, you won't see quite what he said. So double check that. If you have older parents or friends in, maybe they don't understand the terminology. Let's take the time now, because we have hours, could be minutes, could be, we know it's only days that we're going to move to the next phase. So help each other get there, because I know there's still some that didn't migrate. And whatever you think you don't know, rest assured it's better than what you think it could be. I'm only going by the past. I don't have to go by what's going to happen tomorrow. Up to this point, everything wound up better than it was. Last night when I first went to talk, I was a babbling freaking idiot. So I got off and I didn't know what was going to happen. You know, I had no idea I was going to go on and go, I had no idea. And then when I started thinking about it, because I did want to say something, because, I walked this walk. I didn't have to do anything hard, but I was here every day. You want to get across how you feel. I'm just not the type that can say it like in 2 seconds after I saw it. It takes a while for me to absorb it all. But what I absorbed and what I'm happy to see is everybody. The guy, the woman, the calls at night, the people that are, yeah, but I don't have a team. And I tried to get people, I can't come. I said, but you're on every webinar. You take care, you support other people, you help, you do likes, you share a video, you are in it, and you're going to win it. Last night they were told that. It was stamped of approval, and I love that. I love that part, that now, as they help them, the beauty of the company? If I help you, it helps me. If I help me, it helps you. If Red helps me or I help Red, it helps you and helps them. It's a business like I've never seen. In the old world and the outside world of Unpassive, it was dog eat dog. Everybody had a smile, but inside they're going, I'm going to kick this guy's butt. Are they worried about what you said? Or, oh my God, he's going to take my idea. That's not here. I share everything I do. Everybody does. Because it's not a competition. And what I really love about the company, and make this clear, everybody says, well, what about the competition? The only competition Unpassive has is chasing Unpassive. And as long as Unpassive chases itself, it'll never be good enough, but it'll always be the best. It'll never be good enough, but it'll always be better than anyone else on the planet. We can't beat that. 1,000 people here today. Thank you very much. If I have anything, I doubt it. We'll be talking on different webinars for the next week. But big things happening. Like Gas said, there's not going to be a big lightning flash to, okay, things are in the back office. I would check a few times a day. No kidding. And when it's ready, go for it, because that's exactly what's going to happen. Tonight at 10 o'clock starts Monday for India. I expect, like he said, big things to happen this week. So that's all I have. Red? Chris?
Okay. Thank you so much. So let's just recap the bits that we know up to date so far. We know that OConnect is coming to us imminently. 90% chance it could be within a week, shortly followed by OTracker and Odesk. We know all affiliates, whether they are founder affiliates or user affiliates, have to purchase OConnect to activate their account for that 3-month period. If you are a founder, it's going to cost you $143 US. If you are not a founder, it is going to cost you $240 US. Your first sale, you will get 100% of that money back to you. So if you're a founder, you're going to be getting $143 back if another founder has purchased it. If you're a normal affiliate and you sell to another affiliate, you're going to get your $240 US back. Okay. And then subsequent sales after that, you are looking at 25% commissions on the direct sales. There was a little bit as well. Ash said there is going to be other bonuses, other bits and pieces as well that we will find out within the user agreement of the products that we are purchasing. He didn't want us to dwell on that because that is just something else that we will find out about. There was lots of other information as well, guys. I think we're going to leave it at that for now, aren't we, Marty? And we're going to cover a few more bits and pieces, I think, on Monday on our own lives. But it's safe to say, guys, that he really has pulled out all the stops to make sure that every affiliate, whether they be a founder or whether they be a user in OnPassive, is in the best possible place that they can be. And he has gone above and beyond to make sure that we will be compensated better than any other company has ever done in the history of the internet. That's it for me. Over to you, Chris.
Boy, you guys never leave me nothing to say. I will say this. Number one, it's always a pleasure being on here with my two best buddies in the whole world, Red and Marty. I always appreciate you. And thank you for always helping me out when I get stuck. Marty talked about the journey. Ash Mafar said himself, where a lot of people say, oh, up and Ash said, it's always been fun for me. There was no bad parts of this journey. And I think a few years back, I went on I was going up to Upper Peninsula, Michigan, and there was a nasty storm and it knocked everything out. And there was no hotels, and I kept driving, and it kept giving me a detour. And every detour I took led me to something new. In other words, things I never thought about going to see on this little journey I was on. And this is how I could explain in passive. The entire 3.5 years that I've been on it, Ash Mafar has kept me on the same road. But if he did have a detour, it led me to something bigger and better. You all just heard information on our first paid product, OConnect. You guys are all completely dropping off your chairs, excited, head spinning, pants changing. That's one product. That's only one product. This is where the numbness sets into this big old body right here. I'm numb because this one product is going to put everyone on the map, let's just say. And the rest to follow. You heard what Ash said. It's going to be boom, boom, boom. But just think about it. He only talked about one product, where we're at, what it's going to be. And let me tell you something right now to all you people out there. Not only people in general are going to love OConnect, but I'm going to tell you this, promise you this. Businesses are going to eat this up like crazy. And the most important thing, 8 billion people. Woo, I love that number. 8 billion people got to go through all of us to be a part of Impassive. If that don't get your toes a-curling and your fingers wiggling, I don't know what does. This journey has been amazing, but the greatest thing is, again, here comes another detour. Ash is taking us to another level, a new height, and we've seen it over and over again. And I've said it a million times. I don't need to see Ash every day, every week, because I know what he's doing. When I don't see that man, when I don't hear that man, he's working his tail end off with the tech team, media team, Muhammad Squared, Susan, Professor Susan. These individuals are doing this all for all of us. And technically, I think the world. But just think about that. Try to count to 8 billion. Try to count and see how much that number really is. But they got to go through us. And we're talking one product, folks. You haven't seen nothing yet. And I promise you this, as you really realize how big Impassive is, as you really realize how real it is, and substance, you're going to have to embrace it. It's embraced you, like I said the other day. Embrace Impassive, because it truly is going to change your life. It's going to change the world. It's going to change the colors of the world. And I'm extremely proud and excited to be this. But only remember, I'm already looking ahead 10 years where I'm going to be. 10 years, this world is going to be a lot happier place in the future because of Impassive, Ash Mufareh, his family, and the work they did. And all of you that joined into this with faith and honesty and integrity. Ash had a conversation with him 3 days ago, and he's been mentoring me on the law of attraction. He said, Chris, find 5 good people. Surround yourself with these 5 good people. Well, let me tell you something. Ash Mufareh has surrounded himself now with his 5 or 6 good people, but another 1,400,000 people who all have the same mindset. All of us want better for our families. All of us don't want to see bad things happen to people. All of us want to help the person on the street. Welcome to Impassive, where your tank will be filled and you'll be able to fill a lot more tanks. I love everyone in this company. I respect everyone in this company. I'm going to pray always for this company. Marty DeGarmo, I'm done. Back to you, brother.
Absolutely. Yes, Impassive is its brother and its sister's keeper. Thank God. Love you all, guys. Have a great rest of the Sunday. Red, behave yourself. Chris, go annoy somebody else for a few hours. I'm just kidding. Great job, everybody. I love working with you two guys. We all make each other better. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow's the lives. Red's got Monday with Monday, right? Is tomorrow Monday?
With
Jane.
With Jane.
The one and only Jane. Actually, it's Jane and Chris. I mean, Jane and Red, not Red and Jane. I know all about it. I'm married too. Okay. Anyway, I'll see you guys.